There's nothing that I hate more than the way that I live right now. I can never go back to the way I used to feel, the things I used to do. I can never be what I once was. And it's not because I'm somewhat worse than what I am before. It's not even that at all. It's my mind. It's the way I look at things now, the way I view, like, how I interpret the world around me and the things I do, the things I eat, and like just everything in day to day life. I've always lived my whole entire life. I would eat food, drink water, and not really worried about it, right? And I would always do other things like just everything. Go get some food or listen to music and watch TV, all that kind of stuff, and like I never really thought anything of it. To me, it was always just like that's just how life is. That's just how the things you do in life, right? But ever within the past few months, things have definitely changed. I have never really thought about certain things the way that I do now, and it is an unfortunate way to like view life, and it sucks. It's not really so much that I can do. I mean, I can just, of course, I can ignore everything and go back to the way I used to be, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to just ignore everything that's going on. I'm not going to ignore everything that I do or ingest and so on and so forth. But, the reason I feel this way is kind of my eyes have been opened. My eyes have been opened over the past few months, especially with the files coming out. You know what I'm saying? But and it's not necessarily just that. It's not that that stuff. I never expected that stuff to happen, but it feels like everything goes so much deeper than I ever realized. It goes down to like even like it goes down to as simple things as movies and our food. Our food is something that's hard to take away from us. It's like the thing that I mean, obviously we have to eat every single day. We have to drink water every single day. But the problem with eating and drinking is now that I can't live life without looking at labels. I can't, like, cuz you have all these like seed oils and dyes and freaking chemicals and shit, and it's just like that's just what I've been eating my entire life, and like it feels, now that I look at it, it's kind of just like it just screams like poison, you know. And I'm not saying that I'm cutting everything out. I'm being a little hypocritical here by talking about this, but I'm not cutting everything out. I'm just not eating everything like that what I used to. I still eat out. I still go out to eat with my girlfriend and get takeout and stuff, but nowhere near as often as I used to. And I think in part is because of what I know is inside this food, and it's really rough to feel like to know that I feel like I'm poisoning myself by just trying to eat food. And it's not even food; it's even water. We're told to drink water every day, blah blah blah. Right? Like, yeah, I know water is good for us, but I mean, it's like all like just regular water doesn't really quite have like the hydration like that we associate with water. We associate drinking water as, oh, we're gonna feel better, whatever. But you don't think about, or most people don't think about the stuff that's in the water, and I think that it's not necessarily the best way to go about it, because there's things in water and things not in water that we need. The things that's not always in water is like the proper minerals and nutrients and stuff, whatever, like electrolytes. But one thing that caught my eye, most importantly, was I searched this up. It was fluoride in our water, right? So, I mean, yeah, well, okay, fluoride, that's good for us, right? It helps protect our teeth. Yeah, it does, of course. Yeah, it's good for you. Just drink the fluoride water, whatever. And I'm not saying fluoride is not good for you, because it is. It obviously protects your teeth. But it's not good for you because it disrupts part of your brain. The pineal gland. That's what I've read online, whatever. That's what I've researched, and that's not false. That's totally true. But I'm not denying either or. But the thing that's got me like pulling the most questions out of my ass is like we living in America, and everybody jokes about the healthcare in America. And I think it's pretty obvious that the system is to be taking advantage of you and not providing the best opportunities for our well-being. That is very obvious. Now, when you search up why is fluoride in our water, it says to help protect our teeth. Right, so you're telling me that they're giving out free healthcare benefits by putting stuff in the water that we drink every single day, because that makes total sense. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like that just doesn't sound right to me. From a country that is willing to take advantage of me every step of the way is giving me something free to protect my teeth. Well, then what's the point of having the dental side of things? You're just taking money from them. If that's the whole point, is all this money and stuff. It's all about money. Everything's about money. But yeah, so that just doesn't make any sense to me. And starting to feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being seen as something, like I said, to be taken advantage of, or like I feel like a subject. I don't feel like a human. I feel like something being used for some project or some test or something. I feel like, I don't know if you guys have ever played the game Cyberpunk. I love playing games. I love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a great game. Cyberpunk definitely opened my eyes as well, because I just played it within these recent few months, and along with the files coming out, it was really good timing for me to play that game, because it changed my whole life, for sure. Changed how I view the society and the government and corporations, especially big corporations, don't get me wrong. But there's part of the aspect to that world is that everything goal is to be monetized. Like, if you just walk around the city in the game, right? It's not that like I live in like supposedly Night City, whatever. But you walk around the game and you just hear all these commercials and ads like blah blah blah, buy this, whatever. And that's how life feels, I feel like everything's just to get me to buy something. And like, I don't fall for these ads. Like, if I buy whatever I need, I'll buy it. But you telling me to buy this freaking drink at like McDonald's or some shit, I'm not gonna buy that. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm not buying that. And it's just like, I understand the concept of commercials and advertisements, but when every single thing is thrown in your face like that, it's kind of hard to feel like you're supposed to be human and you're not supposed to be a money machine for these companies, because that's exactly what we have become. That is exactly what we are in this society. We are here to profit the millionaires and billionaires of society that run everything. I feel like we're becoming so distant with our human nature, and I feel like we're just to be taken advantage of, reiterating exactly what I said earlier. And I don't like living that way, and I'm trying to change things here and there, baby steps, whatever. It's kind of hard to uproot your entire life in just a few months. Everything just goes so much deeper than I ever really thought, and I hate it. I hate living the way I have to now, and like I said, I'm not changing the way I am now. I don't want to blindly trust everything. Don't get me wrong, that feeling was nice for my whole life, thinking that everybody's telling the truth and that everything's good for you, whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, cool, I can get behind that. But that's just been stripped away from me, and I'm sure it's been like that to many other people. I'm sure many people have, their minds have been open. You know, I'm sure many people are thinking about things that they've never thought about, and that's kind of the point of this video too. Is also to the people who have not opened their eyes. You know, I'm not trying to sound like a nut job, because I'm not. I'm intact. My brain is fully functioning. Maybe it's the fluoride in my water. I don't know. I don't really care. But I want people to not blindly trust everything, and to open their eyes and dig deeper and find the truth. You know, people always die for the truth. And I'm not saying I want to die for the truth or anything, but I'm saying, like, if the truth is worth finding out, then figure it out. Find out the truth. Find out whatever you can. I don't know. I just want to be happy and healthy and not poisoned to be taken advantage of and drain my life savings on some chemotherapy, you know? And I ain't even doing that. I would never. But yeah, just make better decisions, I guess. Try to live healthier, happier, whatever. I'll see you guys next time.